Hare Krishna, everyone, and welcome back once again to our ever ongoing series on the glories of our most beloved Sri Vrindavan Dham. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastatya Deshatarane. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So today we're continuing with our series on stimulation for ecstatic love, and this will be part 133, in which we will continue our discussions on Radha and Krishna's dress and attire in a very interesting way. And that is the attire, the dresses, in which they used as disguises in their pastimes. It's an interesting angle. Of course, we all know that the use of disguises is an integral part of Brajalila. We've given many lectures where Krishna uses disguises. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions four in particular in his Chamatkara Chandrika. It means a moonbeam of complete astonishment. A moonbeam of complete astonishment. He writes therein, the first mischievous, playful pastime is the meeting in the box. In the second pastime, Sri Krishna disguises himself as Abhimanyu to meet with Sri Radha. In the third pastime, he disguises himself as a female doctor and goes to treat Sri Radha. Finally, in the fourth pastime, Sri Krishna disguises himself as a beautiful female singer in order to meet with Sri Radha. Also, another example, there's many, but during the churning of the milk ocean, while distributing nectar to the demigods, to make the demons confused and distracted from the nectar, Krishna disguised himself as a beautiful woman, known as Mohini, famous pastime. And, of course, we have the, how can you say, paramount disguise pastime, where Krishna disguises himself as a devotee to appear as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago. In that regard, I recently came across a very beautiful prayer written by a poet named Madhavadas. He wrote, I think you really like this, sing the glories of Sachi Purandara Lala. Sachi Purandara Lala, who is none other than Madan Mohan, in a disguised attire of golden hue. Wearing the kanti glow of Sri Radha, he is melting the hearts of all the atheists. He is the shelter for the fallen, water to the thirsty, and bliss to the devotees. Disguised as a devotee, Krishna himself preached the glories of Golakar Prem Dan. Madhavadas dances in bliss, hearing the name of the disguised Krishna, known as Gaura Hari Krishna. Wow. Now, in Sanskrit, the word for disguise is chadma, C-H-A-D-M-A, chadma. It can also mean deceit, fraud, or pretense. And disguising with an attire or a dress is called chadma vesha. Now, a great scholar and pundit of ancient times from South India, his name was Chandramouli. He describes various kinds of disguises in his book Kala Vilasa, as follows. 1. Disguises by changing one's voice. 2. Disguises using cosmetics. 3. This is interesting. Disguises by changing one's gait, which means walking. 4. Disguises in the darkness or at nighttime. 5. Disguises using attire or dress, the subject today. And 6. Disguises using magic. I thought that was interesting. Now, generally disguises are used to, how could you say, distract or confuse someone. But in Vrindavan, disguises help to increase the rasa known as utshuka. Utshuka. It means eagerness. By making pastimes more exciting. In this regard, a great saint of Vrindavan from the mid-17th century wrote in his book called Vrindavan Mahima. It's a little technical here, but as follows. Chaturi, he writes, meaning smartness, cleverness, or expertise, is situated in every action of the gopis and the divine couple. The pastime of disguising with attires, cosmetics, actions, and props are all a sign of their chaturi. When the hearts of Radha and Krishna are filled with excitement, curiosity, love, playfulness, restlessness, and the desire to see each other, they seek shelter in the art of disguising. They seek shelter in the art of disguising. In Bharat Muni's famous Natya Shastra, which I was reading, is known as the fifth Veda among scholars. He describes disguising as an art of heroes, or nayakas, an art of heroes, disguising. Now, regarding Srimati Radharani's disguises, the poet Chandra Shekhar Kaviraj, he describes, unlike Krishna, Sri Radha generally does not sustain her disguised forms for very long. Unlike Krishna, Sri Radha generally does not maintain or sustain her disguised forms for very long due to the following reasons. Number one, overwhelming love. Number two, a flood of tears due to separation. A smile which reveals the disguise due to shyness. And four, her lacking cunningness. Therefore, she is known as the most innocent. The most innocent, Srimati Radharani, the most innocent. So now, the following two pastimes are told by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Gopal Champu, the section called Purva Champu, chapter 29, verse 88, and again chapter 29, verse 92. So one day, during springtime, Srimati Radharani, who was married to Abhimanyu, Krishna's shadow, at the time, and living in Yavat, was visiting her parents in Varshana. Other acharyas write that Srimati Radharani would come to Varshana for at different times, like the spring festival, her own birthday, her parents' day, and Durga Puja. She'd come home. They say that she would stay for a few days, or sometimes she would even stay at her previous home, Varshana, for a few months. And when Radha would visit her parents, her girlfriends, her Sakhis and Manjaris, would also visit their parents. And because all these gopis were out from under the watchful eyes of their in-laws, they were more free to move about and meet Krishna. Now this was especially true for Sri Radha, for while in Varshana, she didn't have to worry about Jatila and Kutila looking for her, as they always do. But still, she had to be careful, because there were always rumors going around everywhere in Vrindavan that she and Krishna were meeting. Rumors. These opportunities resembled, you could say, the same ones that the gopis took advantage of to meet Krishna when the elder residents of Braj were on pilgrimage to holy places. They were away. So, Srila Jiva Goswami continues that while Sri Radha was in Varshana, meeting her family, in order to meet her, Krishna dressed himself up as a gopi and learned in astrology, yoga, mantra, and tantra. He was learned in those things. And after learning from his parrot spies that Radharani was walking outside the Varshana palace, Krishna appeared on the footpath before her. And she Sri Radha immediately saw through Krishna's disguise. This time there was no fooling. Radha immediately saw through Krishna's disguise, but to humor him, their pastimes are very sweet, to humor him, she asked, "O great astrologer, knower of all things, my dear Gopi, what place of residence gives supreme bliss?" And Krishna replied, "The cowherd pastures of Krishna." Then Radha asked, "And what is the essence of life for all beings?" And Krishna, disguised as a gopi, said, "Singing songs about Krishna." So then Radha asked, "What bestows incomparable auspiciousness? What bestows incomparable auspiciousness?" And Krishna replied, "The desire to obtain Krishna." Then Sri Radha asked, "What is the most enjoyable thing?" And disguised Krishna replied, "The beauty of Krishna." And finally Sri Radha asked, "What is the ultimate attainment in this creation?" Krishna smiled in his disguise and said, "The company of Sri Krishna." And then they embraced. He was revealed. So, the second pastime. On another occasion, Krishna appeared at Varshana, this time disguised as a female doctor. He employs this disguise often, actually. And on this occasion, it's described, a melodious voice that hypnotized the gopis, he offered a complimentary consultation for Varshana's princess. How kind of him. At that time, Sri Radha just happened to be suffering from a high fever caused by the anguish of separation from Krishna. So the doctor, Krishna disguised as a female doctor, the doctor was taken to her inner chambers, where she greeted the patient, Sri Radha, by touching her feet. And Radharani's Sakis, who were attending her, told the doctor that Sri Radha was suffering from a lover's heartache. A lover's heartache. And so she proceeded to take her pulse. Meanwhile, she sent the gopis to bring items like damp towels and sandalwood paste, which she needed for the consultation. And while the gopis were running about, here and there, to find these items, they heard Sri Radha call out in alarm, "Oh friends, this doctor should be taking my pulse to prescribe medicine for my love-torn heart. But alas, she," Krishna describes as a female doctor, "is not only touching my wrists, she's touching all my other limbs as well." So the gopis quickly rushed back to Srimati Radharani's room to find their queen completely cured by the new doctor's treatment. Hare Krishna. Some wonderful nectar. So today, I have to conclude. I'm still in China. I've got 2 programs today. It's going very well. Wherever I go and meet people here in China, they're interested. Many are very interested. And when we have programs, we have to have small programs, not too loud, but the audience always chants with us. They always dance in ecstasy, and many of them cry, actually. It's very interesting traveling here in China. So we have to finish. Today I thought we would end with a few verses from Srila Rupa Goswami's Utkalika Valari. Utkalika Valari. Hare Krishna. So he writes, "O King," referring to Krishna, "O King whose transcendental form is more splendid than the blossoming blue lotus flower. O Queen, Sri Radha, whose splendid beauty has stolen the glory of gold. O King dressed in silk garments as splendid as lightning. O Queen dressed in beautiful garments as splendid as musk. O King dark with a splendid complexion. O Queen dark with youthful beauty. O King golden with transcendental fame. O Queen golden with a splendidly beautiful complexion. O King and Queen, who are the handsome crowns of everyone, please eternally display your sweetness within my heart." Hare Krishna. Prabhus, thank you so much. We'll be back next week, next Friday, with More nectar on disguises in Braj Leela. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, the revealer of the Nam. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Shri Radha Sundar ki, Vrindavaneshwari Srimati Radharani ki, Mayapur Dham ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yagya in China ki, Gaur Premanandi, Jai Jai Sri Sri Radhe